Now that our trials have actually started, I'm going to try and get through as much content as I possibly can, so that you can get your store up and running, get it ready for conversions, optimized for conversions, get some ads running, and start making money as quickly as possible, so that hopefully by the end of your Shopify free trial, so in 14 days time, you should hopefully have made enough profit to cover actually paying for the service, as well as paying for the apps and email systems and email opt-ins that we're going to be using. So in this video, we will go through the boring bit, which is editing all the settings and like the business stuff, the business side of things. If you aren't registered with your country's whatever you want to call it, ours is HMRC. So if you're in the UK and you aren't registered as a business with HMRC, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure you can run a business for 3 months before you actually have to inform HMRC that you are self-employed. Don't take my word for it though, because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an accountant. So anyway, on to general settings. I've covered a lot of the info up on this page because it's all like personal stuff. The one thing you're going to want to change definitely is the store name. At the moment, it is as it was written when you signed up for Shopify, when you signed up for the 14-day free trial. So you're just going to want to make it readable. So you're just going to want to make it readable. Have your account email and customer email. I've covered them both up. Basically, this is the email address that Shopify will contact you on, and this is the email address that your customers will see in the transactional emails, like thank you for your order, blah 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 blah. We will change this in a few videos time when we actually have our professional email set up, but for now, just leave it as is. Store address, this is the address that appears on your invoices from Shopify. This should be the address that you are registered with, your business is registered with at HMRC. Again, if you're not registered with HMRC, don't worry about it. You do have a couple of months, and if the business doesn't work out, it's fine. One thing I would say for the legal name of business, just put your name for now, that'll do. And finally, if you scroll down, you've got the standards and formats. You may want to change this if it doesn't look like it's set to your country or region. All of mine is absolutely fine, and I won't be touching any of this, so I'm going to click save. So that's my general settings saved. Now we'll go on to payments. You've got Shopify payments, which is for debit and credit cards. You've got PayPal. I don't have to explain what PayPal is really to anyone, I hope. We also have Amazon payments and alternative payments and manual payments. Amazon payments, you can set up. I do have it set up because I think it gives your buyer a sense of trust and authority when they see an Amazon button on your website. But you don't have to set up Amazon payments. Alternative payments, I have BitPay set up for people paying in Bitcoin. I haven't yet had anyone successfully pay with Bitcoin. I have had 2 transactions attempted for like $400 and $200. Unfortunately, my limit with BitPay is $100 per day, so they weren't accepted. I need to sort that out. I would probably not advise bothering setting up BitPay or any alternative payments at all, actually. And manual payments, don't use manual payments. Don't create a custom payment method. Don't use bank deposit, money order, cash on delivery. It's just a headache. I did it when I first started out, and while I did have 4 or 5 orders come through with manual payments, what I had to do was contact the customer, review their order, confirm their order, send them my bank details, wait until they'd sent me the money, check my bank for every day to see if the money had come in, let them know if it had come in, and it was just a headache. What I would say is set up Shopify payments and set up PayPal. They're the two that you 100% need. You need at least one of them, otherwise you're not making any money. You need at least one of them, preferably two. If you can't have the both of them, no stress. It doesn't make much difference. In the long run, it just might be a bit harder to get your first few sales. I'll quickly go through the Stripe page, Shopify payments page. To set up receiving Shopify payments on your store, you just need to fill in this one-page form here, and all it is just providing them with the information they need. So you will likely be an individual or a sole trader. If not, you're probably going to be a limited company, in which case you will have a CRN. If you're an individual or sole trader, you will not have a CRN, so don't worry about that. You're not going to have a VAT number. I doubt it anyway. If you do, this is where you need to put it in. Business address, just put your home address for now, until you have your own business premises or whatever. I still don't have my own office or anything, and I don't plan on getting one for a while. So for the moment, I'm just using my home address. You can actually you can rent a PO box from the post office if you want. I'm looking at doing that at the moment, but as we're starting out, as I said, your current address where you live at the moment is absolutely fine. Personal details, pretty simple. Product details, this is going to depend on what you're selling. My average order price is going to be between £10 and £1,000. My average shipping time, we're shipping from China, remember, so our average shipping time is going to be either 8 to 14 days or 15 to 21. I'm going to put 15 to 21. And description of products or services, novelty homeware goods. Obviously that's going to depend on your niche as well. Customer billing statement, so this is the info that your customers are going to see on their bank statement, and I can't actually fit an extra letter in there, so at the moment mine's novelty pillow store, and I'm just going to leave it. And then you need to put in your phone number, and finally you need to put in your bank information where your money is going to be deposited by Shopify after it's gone through the processing. I'd suggest opening a new bank account. NatWest have some great startup and enterprise bank accounts. It's free for the first year, and I think it's only £30 for the year after that. In fact, no, it's free for the first 18 months, I think. So, yeah, set up a business bank account to keep everything separate if you want, or you can just use your current bank account. It's up to you. I'm not going to provide any advice here because I'm not an expert. So I'm going to fill all this in at the end of this video. Next, we're going to go on to the checkout settings. Customer accounts. You don't want customer accounts. You don't want them to be optional, and you definitely don't want them required. Having customer accounts is just one more thing for your customer to think about and waste time thinking about in the checkout process. Do I register an account? Should I bother? And the longer it takes them to decide to go through your checkout process, the more likely they are to actually leave the checkout process. So that is why I never use customer accounts on my store, because it's just something you don't need. I don't see the point in them. I think it holds the customer up, especially if they're required. Like, what's the point? You're not a huge brand. You don't need to have an account. You're likely not going to have that many recurring customers to begin with. So leave accounts disabled. Require. This doesn't really make a difference. I'm just going to leave it as last name. Company name, hidden. This is the checkout form. So when the customer's putting their details in on checkout, these are the details you're asking for. Company name, hidden. Like, you're not selling to companies. You're not targeting companies. Address line 2, optional. Phone number, hidden. If you're asking for people's phone number, you can do if you want. I wouldn't put it as a requirement, but you can put optional. But I prefer it to be hidden because I just think it's a bit too invasive for someone who's never heard of your store before. they're probably going to be put off by you asking for their phone number, and they might leave the site instead of actually completing their order. So that's why I put hidden. Order processing. Change how your store responds to checkout and order events. While the customer is checking out, use the shipping address as the billing address by default. Absolutely, this increases conversions. It's been actually proven by studies. If you can autofill parts of forms for customers, they're more likely to make a purchase and complete the checkout process. You can require a confirmation step. I did not have this enabled on my first store until about a month ago. I think it's a good idea for customers to review the order details, but often they may review it and change their mind, and they may then leave the checkout process. But then again, it's a double-edged sword, because they may put the wrong shipping address, and then they might contact you via your customer service email, and you've got to change the order, and it could become a bit of a headache. So I'm actually going to require a confirmation step. By default, the customer agrees to receive promotional emails because, as you will have heard, if you're interested in email marketing and internet marketing in general, everyone says the money's in the list. In this case, the money isn't in the list. There is some money in the list, but you don't, not all your money is going to come from your email marketing. I think 5% of my sales come from my email marketing. But yeah, make sure customer agrees to receive promotional emails by default. After an order has been paid, do not automatically fulfill any of the order's line items. After an order has been fulfilled and paid, that's up to you. I always leave it unchecked. Your store's checkout is displayed in English. Obviously, I'm leaving that. Refund policy, privacy policy, terms of service, we will get onto. In fact, what you can do is just click generate, and we will have to go and edit these slightly later down the line once we've got our email addresses, because if I just Command and F and type in Outlook, as you can see, it's using my Outlook email address that I signed up to Shopify with. I've hidden the actual the bit that I chose as the email address, but as you can see, it's using my Outlook address. So once we've got a professional email address, we need to come back into this page and these policies, and we need to remove this email address and replace it with our professional business email address. It's up to you what your refund policy is. I usually go for 28 days, but we'll go on to this later. So just click save once you've generated these policies. These are a requirement, by the way. You absolutely have to have these on. Don't leave them blank. I'm going to scroll down to zones and rates, and what I would suggest, I mean, loads of people do this differently. That obviously there's the free plus shipping model that a lot of people follow, but I don't like that. I like to offer standard free shipping on all of my orders. So we will set that up now. Europe. This is gonna, where you can ship to is gonna depend on your supplier, and you may have to edit this in future. But for now, it should be all right. All you do is don't type in standard shipping, type in free shipping. Customers will see this at checkout, and wherever you can write free shipping, it is a huge converter. It is a huge factor in your conversion rates and making people buy on your store. If you don't have free shipping, less people are gonna make purchases on your store. That's pretty much the bottom line. So type in free shipping and click free shipping rate. Minimum order price 0. Done. Save. That's Europe done. You want to edit your domestic. UK. You want to remove these weight-based rates and you want to add a price-based rate. Again, you're going to type free shipping, minimum order price 0, free shipping rate done. Save. Now we're back to zones and rates again, add shipping zone. I should mention that a lot of the e-com experts, well, a lot of people I see online only ship to the UK, US, Canada, Australia. Where else? I think that's about it. I think that's most people just target those four main areas. So it's up to you where you target, and it will largely depend on where you can ship to using ePacket. So I would later down the line contact our supplier. I'll cover that later. But for now, you just want to make sure you've included the UK, the US, Canada, and Australia, and that should be enough really. So you can actually, rather than adding the Europe and adding the UK, you can just type in Canada, Australia, because these are generally the places that ePacket will go to, but that you can ship to with ePacket. So you can just type in zone name Canada, Australia, UK, US, add countries, add these countries. Already in another shipping zone. That's my mistake. Australia, add. Alright, and then we want another price-based rate, and it's going to be free. Free shipping rate, done, save. Right, so now we're back at our zones and rates. We've got Canada, Australia, UK, US, free shipping. Europe, I'm just going to delete this one. What we want to do is actually remove the rest of the world shipping. And actually we'll remove Europe as well, because we don't actually know. Just click delete zone, delete shipping zone. We don't actually know whether our supplier is willing to ship and can ship with ePacket to these zones yet. So for now, just have Canada, Australia, the UK, and the US, because generally they're the places that ePacket, generally they're the places that your supplier will ship with ePacket to. So you've got the UK, you've got Australia, Canada, the US, all free shipping, all sorted. So that's a bit of a headache, but that's done. And you don't have to worry about anything else on this page. Onto taxes. Taxes are included in my price. I'm not going to cover any of this because I don't actually know much about taxes myself. And you better, if you do grow big and you grow massive, you'll end up getting an accountant and they can help you with all this. I'm actually going to finish this video here, and we'll go through notifications, files, sales channels, and account in the next video. I'm just a bit conscious of how long this one's gone on, so yeah, we'll call it a day with this video.